2025, the East Lansing City Charter Review Committee. Grace, would you please call the roll?
Yep. Diane Gutierrez,
Present.
Pam Wheel,
Here.
Jonathan Foreman.
Here.
Jeffrey Hank, Veronica Wilkerson Johnson,
Present.
Ruben Martinez,
Here.
Jill Rhodey,
Here.
Dale Krudoff, Lynn Richardson.
Here. All right, we'll move on to approval of the agenda. I'll move approval of agenda as presented. Is there support? Okay, support by Rob. Any additions anyone wanting to add to this? And none will vote. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed, same sign. Now we'll move on to 1.3. And before we do, I'll just say that we have our acting city manager joining us, Annette Irwin. Thank you very much for coming in. Robert Bellman's on vacation, and it appears Anthony Chubb is also on vacation. So we have her. And
You scared me. I thought we lost another lead person.
Just temporarily.
Just very temporary, very.
So I'll move approval of the minutes of January 26, 2025. Is there a second?
June 26th.
Support. Moved by Gutierrez, supported by Wilkerson Johnson. Any changes or corrections to them?
Just for the purpose of the motion, I think you said January 26th.
Oh, June 26th. Thank you for that correction. You okay with that, Veronica?
Oh, it's.
All right. That was what the look was, and I saw that. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. The minutes are approved. So we didn't have any written communications that I saw in the agenda packet. And so we don't have any audience here. So we'll move on to 2.3, communications from committee members, and I am going to start. The first thing is we are waiting. If you took time to go through all of your resolutions, you'll know we're missing chapter 8, the final copy of that. We did a lot of work on that on June 12th, and we voted on that final, the final wording of that. We just haven't seen it from the attorney yet.
It should be printed out in front of everyone in a stack.
I'm so glad we're talking about it. Because you got money riding on every meeting. Every meeting. I'm gonna get my video card.
It's not on my stack either. Maybe it's not in this stack.
So is it the very, it might be your very, in my pile, it looks like it could be the very last document. Cause I gave these,
Let's
I
see.
get 3 of one and 2 of another. This one.
3 of 1 and 2 of
No,
another.
no,
it's titled, if this is the right one, it's titled Resolution 2025-23.
It should be 20.
Yeah, it's chapter 3, not chapter.
Yeah, it says chapter 3 on it because Tony amended it with the renumbering. So it has the, yeah.
Okay.
So it should, everyone has it. Otherwise, if I need more copies.
Okay, great. So that's when we did all the amendments to that. So you should add that to that packet that Grace had prepared for us last time. That is great. So that includes my concern about that. And that was my only communication. So I thought we needed to have that to make sure we were okay. Anything else from anybody? Okay.
I'm looking at 20. We should come back to it in old business?
Yes, that's what I had.
Okay.
So moving on to new business, approval of the recommendation letter to city council. I sent that off to you. I kind of checked to see, I didn't want to send it to council until you thought I missed anything in that letter. Let me know. Got a couple little edits that Jim was really kind to send me, and I just made them, wasn't substantive of anything. It's just some minor grammar corrections and an adjective added. So anything else that would go all right? We captured everything. Okay, so I don't know that we need approval of it.
It would be good to have on the record that the school committee voted to move letters forward.
I'm
Without sanctions.
Are you moving that?
Yes.
All right, is there a second? And moved by Wild, second by Wilkerson Johnson. Any more discussion on that?
Good work.
Yes, thanks.
Well, it was all your work too that went into this, so that's great. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, all opposed, same sign. So look, that letter will go out. You also got the letter for the Board of Trustees. I don't know that you need to approve that. It's just me getting back to her. I promised I would because they're in transition right now. If you feel you want a motion for that, we can do that. Otherwise, I would just send that, and let you know it's coming. Okay, so old business. So chapter 20 came through and each of our little chapter, points, I don't know what the right word is, numbers of chapter 20.5. Each of those things should have a title in there. And so if you pull out the resolution 22 and 23, you see he left a blank. And I feel like we need to have a motion on how we want to title this. I have a proposal for 20.5 to title it regional participation, unless you have something that is better, because this is us talking about if they're putting these committees together, or they're not committees, these bodies that are making decisions on us, that we want participation in that, and we're putting that in the charter because it affects our taxes. So everyone understood that language. So does regional participation seem like the right title to put in that? All right, then I'm gonna move that we add the title 20.5, titled regional participation. Is there a second? Moved by Darius, seconded by Wilkerson Johnson. Any more discussion on that? Had a lot of discussion on this before, okay,
These are just, kind of representative, right? That we don't engage in policymaking because there's no vote. Although we want to vote.
right, this is in specific to us talking about something like the Board of Water and Light, who's making decisions about our
Right.
taxation. And we'd like to have participation there, and we'd like to have a vote on their policies that affect us. So,
Can we make it like more formal than just like regional participation is just kind of like general? So, I mean, having a vote, having a
about
person-
representative,
Representation.
representation, something like that,
all right,
regional
Regional
representation and policymaking.
I hear that, yes,
That makes sense.
yes. And we want it to be a strong statement.
Right.
It's something they can't make it, give it to us, we are demanding it.
Otherwise, it's kind of generic.
Representation on regional policymaking body, that takes the language out of the resolution, out of the resolution itself.
Jill,
I'm just afraid something like this sounds like we want to be a member of the school board or something. I think it's too,
just a weed though, isn't it?
yeah,
Too general.
I think it's too general. Any body which taxes or provides any service to city residents.
Well, the school board wouldn't be a regional
I never
policy
think-
making body, but
You made that whole sentence, that middle sentence, part of it, may want to change.
now's the time to do it if you want to.
Well, we are just talking about the title and not the content. Right? It's,
Well,
Jill's regional representation. We're talking about the content.
Regional representation sounded, it's broad enough. Better than policy bodies.
Oh, yeah, because what's the definition of policy?
Right, that's the point I'm making.
Yeah.
It's representation of what, and we have to say what we're on.
What did you say? Like when you mentioned regional representation, so
On what?
people that are participating,
So we're saying body, which bodies looking to.
we have to specify the bodies.
Not specify the body, but we have to have some kind of noun that gives an entity
Okay.
that we're on. I think it's fine for me.
I sort of do too. I'm looking at this body, that provides a description is those which tax or provide the city with a service.
But who else is gonna ever tax? I think it's the word tax I might be having the trouble with. nobody else I mean, Board of Water Light doesn't tax.
Who knows what the county commissioners are gonna come up with?
Exactly, that sounds like we need.
Right.
but we do have representation there, so. What if you say something like at the end? Something like by providing the city's position on any such action, so that the city has a responsibility
Explicit role.
to put something in. Even if we don't have a vote or even have a seat at BWL, that doesn't prevent us from sending somebody to one of their meetings and saying, you're about to raise rates in East Lansing. Here's our position with regard to it. That's one option that is.
So I'm hearing two things. Let's leave the title off of it for a minute. Let's just make sure that we're okay with 20.5. Heard Joe say that maybe it's the taxes that bothers her in this. I'm hearing it, that the way it's written seems to be okay. You know, if we talk about schools, we're not a regional school, we're a local school, so that kind of takes that piece out of that to me. And, the regional policymaking body where we don't have a vote or we don't have a seat, really a vote, is the only one right now is BWL. Is there anything you see down the line that would come up that we might?
No, that we wouldn't already be involved with if we do, take a look at, a recreational authority or something like that. Clearly, we're gonna have seats. We're gonna try to have the majority of seats on anything that we enter into like that, so.
You don't know when centralized, public services might come up again, you know, the shared fire and police may come
But
up
we
again.
would, that would be also an authority that we would have seats
You'd
on.
hope.
Well, it has to be that way. I mean, that's the way it's constructed statutorily.
I mean, there's a world where
Maybe.
far in the future, we have something like centralized medicine or something like that we just can't even have, we're not even in a place to be thinking about right now. So I think leaving the broad the broad general language we have right now kind of captures the point we were trying to make
Possible future.
of something we can't even be imagining right now.
So I think the tax piece is important because, like take the Tri-County Office on Aging, take the Capital Area Michigan Works, they're not taxing us. And we have seats on there, but the only one we don't have is this body that provides this, and maybe it's which, charges.
Charges fees, I think is what it should say, which charges fees or provides any service. Instead of which taxes. Well, that'd be.
Well,
Garner's revenue.
I think what we're describing is we're just pointing this specifically at BW, which I don't think is specific.
They're not taxes, so they're gonna apply.
Well, no, but they do provide a service to city residents, so it's an or, not an and. So I think based on that, we don't have, this is meant to apply more broadly than just the one specific thing where we seem to be skirting what I'm talking about here.
Could we just add in provides or which taxes, comma, charges fees, comma, or provides any service, so it does encompass. Cause I don't know do we have representation on CADIT too? I mean.
Yes,
Yeah,
we do.
so we've got, well, those are county provided services, but you're right, I mean, there are other things that may come up that.
Well, maybe one day we'll have, semi-nationalized internet service. That will be something that's.
So let me go back to when Lansing was gonna, charge all of those, people that were in the area where they were redoing the floodplain, not the drainage.
Right.
Yeah, and we didn't have any say in that. That was being done by
Drain commission.
the drain commissioner. How would that apply with this language?
Good question. I know that DPW was engaged in those conversations a lot. So
But,
but we didn't have the provision, so that would have met the requirements of the provision. DPW met with the drain commissioner and everybody else involved in that to express our view with regard to it. try to reduce our costs with regard to it. All of the things that this would sort of mandate.
But are there, bodies beyond government entities that can actually tax? I don't think so, right?
Definition, that's what Fort Lauderdale likes.
But that's see, nice to my issue. The zoo is taxed. 911 is taxed. You know, the county has a zillion of these specialized taxes. And they're all this regional thing, and that's why I've got a problem with that.
So you wouldn't have a problem if we took out taxes or and just said which provides any service to city residents or takes any action affecting the city's interest.
Just makes any action would.
That's, yeah,
Right.
yeah. And then we're saying one person, one vote, which we didn't have with the Drain Commission. But maybe it would be nice if we could continue to ask for that sort of thing. You know, like they did a mano kind of plan making, but we didn't have a vote or any kind of official role in it.
Well, I'm fine taking the word taxes out of it. That makes it clear.
So, I made the motion and Veronica, you seconded it. So, if we took the friendly amendment with any regional policymaking body which provides any service, so we take taxes and or out.
Mhm.
All right. More discussion on that. That was good. We got you, Joe.
Back to the title then.
Back to the title, okay. Regional representation, is that what we'd like to have in the title?
Yeah, okay.
All right, so I'm gonna repeat the motion, which is a friendly amendment to the motion. I move that we retitle 20.5 regional representation and delete the words taxes or. 20.5. We've got support for that, discussion, anything else added to that?
I'm gonna be voting against this, just I don't think we should be revisiting language that we've already approved at this meeting. But that's the sole reason why I'll be voting against this motion.
Okay. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign.
Aye.
The motion passes. 6-1, is that right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Just the 5, Jeff's not here.
Okay, and then, the next one is 20.6. You need a title for that one. And, I guess for me, it's, since I insisted on this because I don't want to lose our history thing, because I feel really strongly about this after we've gone through so many changes these past 5 to 10 years with losing that historical thing with our city attorneys, with our staff and everything. Just feels like we should just have something on the record on why our work. Yeah. So I would just say, I would propose, we can discuss it first if you have a better word, but I would say historical information. 20.6 is historical information. And my guess is if we do anything else the next time around, people would add 20.61, 20.62.
Yeah, and modify it
As we go along. So I'll move that we title 20.6 historical information. There's second support. Moved by Kadir, supported by Wild. And discussion.
There's not an accounting term. What's the accounting term for you track any, you document any modifications? Right, isn't there another term where you go? When we were running payroll, not a T, you had to, if you had to rerun it, then you had to show
The audit trail.
yeah, audit trail. Yeah, that's, I guess that's technical. term. Yes, the audit trail. So yeah, that's another audit trail.
It's really important.
Yeah,
Medical field.
yeah, everywhere. Yeah.
Okay.
I would suggest, because we have two historical changes here, which is plural, that on the last that took place, we recognize these took place. This,
close.
because it's two.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's a friendly amendment to the motion. similar to what we did. The last one, this 20.6 would be labeled historical information, and you would change the word that to be. Okay. Discussion on that. Okay, Erin? All right, I'm ready to vote. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed, same sign. Okay, that motion has been passed unanimously. So I know it's an adjournment here, but we have to take care of our minutes of this meeting, so we have a record of what we did.
I'm sorry, are we still on our business?
Did you have something?
Yeah, on resolution 20, the chapter 3, it's not what we discussed. It's missing the entire section 3.3, which was the language that Jeff had drafted for us and we adopted, and it's missing entirely from the resolution.
What's the language?
It's an entire paragraph of language that is not in there.
In our last meeting.
Thank you for finding that.
That's the one that had the word citizen that we took out.
I believe so, yeah.
No, this was this economic development.
Yeah, the economic development.
Economic development.
I mean, that was a pretty integral part of the conversation we were having about this chapter.
Definitely a lot of modification with his request with that being. Asked.
So where? And then I said to Tony to look at the minutes, because Grace captured that in the minutes. Which resolution is it? 20?
Resolution 2025-20.
Or 3.3.
And that was really specific. I think it's that I believe that the paragraph that we're discussing should be in the minutes that we approved from the June 12th, 2025 meeting.
The 26.
Right, we approved the language at the meeting on the 12th.
So that would be a 3.6.
No, it'd be a 3.3. Trying to find it.
Are you looking for the minutes or no?
No, I'm trying to find it where
Says here,
Found it.
you found it. It's in the 12th, right?
Yes, it's on page 3 of the minutes packet, sorry, yes.
is this the motion by Hank, we affirm our faith in fundamental human rights? Is
No,
that the one?
No.
No.
This was on the economic development reporting.
My impacts of TIF.
What page was that, yes?
Page 3 of the minutes packet,
12.
yes.
yeah, so it's yeah, so it's in the old business from the 26th was a prior version that we approved at the last meeting. And for some reason, it just didn't feel, the language we approved at the last meeting didn't make it into the resolution. So if you go to old business 4.1 from the meeting on the 26th, it reflected what we had passed, except that the last sentence was supposed to read, "This shall not create a cause of action against the city," as opposed to "This does not create a cause of action against the city." I believe it was this section shall not create a cause of action.
We want to read it into the minutes and approve it as a modification.
Seems like it was just an oversight on Tony's part.
Sure, of course, but
We
then
should
so we
be able
want
to-
we want to audit. You know, audit trail,
Yeah.
correction.
So then I guess I would, as it relates to section 2025-20, I would make a motion to add language to accurately reflect what was passed by the committee at our last meeting. So that we would add a section 3.3. Well, let me go back. To make the current a motion to make the current 3.3 section 3.3A and add a section 3.3B saying, stating a written economic impact assessment shall be made available to the public at least 30 days prior to the approval of any tax increment financing, payments in lieu of taxes, or other use of taxpayer funds, subsidies, or incentives, collectively defined as taxpayer resources for the benefit of a private or quasi-private person or development projects that impacts the city's general finances. The economic impact assessment shall be a review of the economic and social impact assessments of such approvals to measure the effectiveness of the approvals when it comes to key metrics such as, but not limited to, the city's general finances, job creation, economic growth, property value increase, and community development. These assessments are meant to assess all potential positive and negative effects of the use of taxpayer resources and to evaluate if the use of taxpayer resources advances the economic interests of the city, residents, and taxpayers. This section shall not create a cause of action against the city.
Second.
So let me just ask, do we need to have this motion because we already said that and it's just an error that you didn't put that in there?
Well, we just want an audit trail that we acknowledge it, that everybody heard it, and that.
Yeah, now that the resolution that's in front of us is not what we passed, I think it's just best to do it this way. It's, I mean, but I'll leave, yeah, but I'll leave it to the chair if you feel differently. Dan.
I mean, it doesn't, we don't want to think we pulled it out while he was gone.
Okay, so I'm okay with making that motion. I was looking for that and I have my my city manager here. And this is what was the language, so you don't have to write it out.
Oh, you found.
Because you just read it right from what Jeff had sent in his email.
I read it straight from the old business 4.1 on June 26th.
The minutes.
Not the minutes, but the resolution that we passed in old business, that we discussed in old business,
That's modified.
as modified.
So do you have that, Grace?
Yes, I should. I.
Because we're not going to leave here tonight without agreeing that what we did tonight is in the minutes and correct. So,
Where did you read the
It was
from?
old business 4.1 from the June 26th meeting. The rest of the attachment of that.
If it doesn't show up on yours, Grace, if maybe you even forward it to Grace.
Sure.
I say I've got it. Yeah.
Okay.
I was looking at the wrong screen. Yes.
And if anyone wants to see it, that can't see it, we can print it real quick and hand it out to you guys. You can print and I'll go get it.
That's a good idea.
No.
It's not necessary.
Yeah, it should Tony has all.
Yeah, make sure Tony, make sure.
I just wanted to make sure everyone was comfortable.
That's also the amendment as it's written.
Right,
That last one.
right. The last sentence on my motion is not what's in the old business because of, right.
That was the art of politics.
The artist. Long.
That's how I recall. No, Jeffrey said that.
That's what he said.
okay. Is everybody comfortable with that? I'm gonna make sure we,
You ready?
for Jill's sake, because she didn't like that. We had to have transparency at every meeting, and I thought we might get away with it this meeting, but we didn't. But that's just a joke. We've always been working on this.
It's from the very first meeting. We worked on this.
And we left it to the end to finally have a conclusion on this. So we have that, everybody's comfortable with it and it meets everybody's needs. And we voted that way before, but we're gonna restate it so that it gets in the final document. I'll make sure that you all get a copy of that so that we know that it met everybody. You can add it to your pile for when we're at city council discussing this. So is there anything else? Last time we did this, everybody kept thinking of something last meeting to add, and so there's all those things there. Now you've incorporated those into that, and so we'll go ahead and vote then. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed, same sign. Thank you for catching that, Jonathan. I was working so hard to get 8 inches. So now we're at this point, and it might take 15 minutes. But we want to close our committee out, but we really need to approve the changes that we did. And so Grace and I had talked about having a sort of a template ready, and she'd plug in the actions that we did tonight. And she'd read it aloud, and then we make a motion to accept the verbal minutes, and then we conclude our committee so that everyone's on the same page.
Okay.
So she gets the honor of doing that whenever she's ready.
Okay, I was just typing up the language because this iPad doesn't want to let me copy and paste, but I can do the rest of that real quick because I can just do that. Okay,
You need more time, Grace. Don't, let's.
Yeah.
Shoot. Let's talk about what we're gonna do on our summer vacation. Yes.
I'll say, I was just putting it directly into the thing, so it should, the portal system. All right. Are you guys ready to be read? Okay. Roll call. I'll read just who's absent. Hank. And, oh, do have a mistake there. Just Hank, absent. Approval of the agenda, moved by Kadir, seconded by Wheel. Approval of minutes, moved by Kadir, seconded by Wilkerson Johnson. Communications from committee members. We just had verification from Kadir's that the chapter 8 resolution had been sent out, or we saw the updated version. For the approval of recommendation letter to city council, I have the draft letters attached here. Motion by Wheel, seconded by Wilkerson Johnson to approve the draft letter to city council. Then I just put committee members agreed no motion was needed for the draft letter to the library board as it was a response to prior communication. Old business. Review of approved resolutions. Gadir shared that the resolutions for 20.5 and 20.6 don't have titles. Gadir's recommended regional participation for 20.5. Moved by Gadir's to add title regional participation to 20.5, seconded by Wilkerson Johnson. Martinez requested a more detailed title such as regional representation. Richardson advocated for a title representation on regional policymaking bodies to take language from the resolution. Concerns about the broadness of policymaking body and the use of taxes were expressed. Friendly amendment to remove taxes or from the language of the resolution. And another friendly amendment to change the title to regional representation. Gutierrez, Brody, Martinez, Wilkerson, Johnson, Wheel voted yes. Foreman no. Motion carried. For committee members turn to discussing title for 20.6. Gutierrez recommended historical information for the title of 20.6. Motion by Gutierrez to title 20.6 historical information, seconded by Wheel. Friendly amendment by Martinez to change that to these. That's correct. These, yes. Okay. Carried. Foreman identified missing information from resolution 2025-20. The information missing was approved on June 12th, 2025 and captured in the minutes for that meeting. Motion by Foreman to add language to accurately reflect what was passed by the committee at the June 12th meeting by making current 3.3 as 3.3A and making 3.3 read as all of that paragraph. Carried. Does that sound?
Do we want to say including the final sentence?
Yeah, sure, that seems wise. Including the amendment to the final sentence. Which I actually just emailed you what it should read. I just want to confirm.
That was pretty impressive, by the way, before we can move on. Bam.
But it isn't the final language approved on June 12th, right?
I think it was approved on June 26th. That's what I was looking at.
Yeah, I had written down June 26th minutes.
That was the final sentence?
Yeah.
Okay, so that would cover it, so if we,
So I think we approved 3.3B on June 26th, not June 12th.
and that also included the final sentence, so that.
Okay, I think, Yes.
We were jumping back and forth between two, yeah,
Yes, and I think I thought that just we only did renumbering last,
Yeah.
but yeah, no, I see now.
Jeff's memo was June 26th.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the wording.
And the wording, and the wording, yeah.
About the, you know, suit.
And can we add to embrace, the committee will receive, the modifications to 20, the three resolutions that were, worked on.
Mhm.
Yeah. Just for, historical sake that you're all gonna get them. Okay, is there a motion to approve the minutes of our last charter review committee meeting?
So,
Moved by Dr. Martinez, supported by Wilkerson Johnson. He's been a good supporter.
Yes.
Okay. Are we ready? All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed, same sign. That was unanimous approval. That motion is passed and our minutes are approved and we have done our work and everybody's.
That's all, that was a lot.
Okay,
And I want to personally thank the chair.
Yes.
Here,
Yes.
She's.
I have to say, I can only do it because we're working together, so.
But
I hope you liked in the letter, the spicy language, the spicy conversation, because I felt like my daughter told me I should have said spirited, but I said spicy just seemed to catch someone's attention, so it wasn't all smooth sailing, we worked at it, so thank you all.
Yeah, it's really great to see a leader doing a lot of work. Seriously, you know what I mean? Yeah, taking the duties and. Yeah, yeah.
All right, so
Servant leader.
then we are adjourned. All right. Great.
You say we did it at the end of June. You may want to say that. You think we completed our work at the end of June 2025?
Is that a paper thing, Ben?
Yes.
modification.
Huh?
It's in the August.
Your words.
Appreciate that. I was like, I don't want people to hold up because of me tonight.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, am I excused?
Yes. Yes, I'm hanging around to make,
Was the meeting adjourned?
yes, meeting.
It was, okay, just making, I think I was typing.
I don't have the motion.
Did we adjourn the meeting or we got only adjourn the minute? Or-
I don't think there's a motion.
I don't think there was some.
I'll move to adjourn.
Okay, move to adjourn by Foreman, supported by.
One, come on.
Wilkerson Johnson. All those in favor say aye. Say aye. The meeting is.